Red Bull recently officially confirmed the appointment of Laurent Mekies as team principal, replacing Christian Horner on his departure, and this transformation promises to be far more revolutionary than many might suppose. Is the time finally coming for a complete overhaul of the Milton Keynes structure? It is a choice that has the potential to drastically alter the Austrian team's destiny in the years to come. To understand the magnitude of this transformation, it is essential to know the full picture. Christian Horner led Red Bull for approximately 2 decades, establishing himself as the true mastermind behind the team's entire winning streak. Since 2005, when he took up the role, Horner has remained at the epicenter of all Red Bull's major victories, including Sebastian Vettel's 4 consecutive championships between 2010 and 2013, as well as Max Verstappen's recent phase of supremacy. Now Laurent Mekies, who recently joined Racing Bulls, the partner team, takes on one of the most complex responsibilities in Formula One. What makes this situation even more fascinating is the timing. Horner's departure did not occur in isolation. Over the past 18 months, Red Bull has seen key members of its technical structure leave. Adrian Newey, the aerodynamics master responsible for the dominant cars, Jonathan Wheatley, the experienced sporting director, and Rob Marshall, the chief design engineer, have all left the organization. It is as if Red Bull is losing its technical and operational essence simultaneously. And the situation does not stop there. This exodus of talent raises a fundamental question. Is there a deeper structural problem developing behind the scenes in Milton Keynes? Mekies' initial statements reveal a lot about the challenge ahead. Red Bull's new leader was blunt in stating that his primary goal is to unlock the magic behind the team. This may sound like diplomatic speak, but it actually reveals something disturbing. If an executive who was already part of the Red Bull group, working at Racing Bulls, needs to unravel the magic of the main team, it indicates that even internally there is a certain disconnect or lack of understanding about the processes that led to success. The issue is even more complex than it appears. Mekies is not simply taking over a team in transition, he is inheriting an organization that needs to completely reinvent itself. Horner always mentioned Red Bull's depth of talent, but with so many important races coming up, that depth is being brutally tested. The pressure is immense, especially considering that Red Bull is emerging from an era of absolute domination with Verstappen, and any decline in performance will be amplified by the media and fans. But let's examine the possible scenarios going forward. If Mekies manages to preserve the team's competitiveness during this transition, he will establish himself as one of the top leaders in the paddock. On the other hand, if Red Bull starts to lose ground to McLaren, Ferrari, or Mercedes, the pressure on the new boss will be devastating. There is also the question of how Max Verstappen will react to all these changes. The Dutch driver has always had a close relationship with Horner, and now he will need to adapt to new leadership at a crucial moment in his career. Verstappen has shown on other occasions that he values stability and confidence in the team's structure, so any uncertainty could directly affect his performance. Rumors behind the scenes suggest that Red Bull is seeking a complete overhaul of its technical and operational approach. Some experts believe that the team may be preparing for a new era of regulations, trying to anticipate the changes that may come in 2026. Others suggest that the departures of Newey and other talents may have created an opportunity for Red Bull to develop a new working philosophy, less dependent on individual figures and more focused on collective work. Interestingly, this change could paradoxically strengthen the team in the long run, creating a more robust structure that is less vulnerable to individual departures. A critical analysis of this situation reveals fascinating aspects of the dynamics of modern Formula One. Red Bull has always been known for its high-performance culture and ability to attract and retain exceptional talent. But that same culture can also create dangerous dependencies. When figures such as Horner, Newey, and Wheatley leave the team almost simultaneously, it exposes a structural vulnerability that often goes unnoticed during periods of success. Mekies has one important advantage. He already knows the Red Bull culture, having worked at Racing Bulls. This could make his integration easier and help him quickly understand the nuances of the operation. On the other hand, the pressure of leading the main team is completely different from the pressure of running a satellite team. At Racing Bulls, the goals are more modest and the media pressure is lower. At Red Bull, every decision is scrutinized, every result is amplified, and the standard of excellence is absolutely relentless. What strikes me most about this transition is how it reflects broader changes in Formula One. The category is undergoing a generational transformation, with new leaders emerging across several teams. Ferrari has Fred Vasseur, McLaren has Andrea Stella, and now Red Bull has Laurent Mekies. All of them represent a new generation of leaders who must navigate an increasingly complex Formula One environment, with constantly evolving technical regulations, growing commercial pressures, and performance expectations that never diminish. The big question that remains is whether Red Bull will be able to maintain its competitiveness during this transition phase. The team has abundant financial resources, a solid technical base, and of course, Max Verstappen as its lead driver. But the human factor in Formula One is absolutely crucial, and major changes in leadership always carry significant risks. Some teams manage to reinvent themselves successfully, as Mercedes did after Ross Brawn's departure, while others struggle to find their identity again. The pressure on Mekies will be intense from day one. He needs to demonstrate that he can not only maintain Red Bull's current level, but also prepare the team for future challenges. This means finding the right balance between continuity and innovation, between preserving what works and implementing necessary changes. It is a task that requires not only technical competence, but also exceptional leadership and the ability to inspire a team that has undergone significant changes. The 2025 season will be crucial in showing whether this transition has been successful or whether it has created instability within the team structure. Ultimately, this transition at Red Bull can be seen as a definitive test of the team's true strength. For years, many have wondered whether Red Bull's success was linked to specific individuals or to the organization as a whole. Now, with so many changes happening simultaneously, we will have the answer to that question. If Mekies manages to keep Red Bull competitive and discover that magic he mentions, it will prove that the team has built something truly sustainable. If he fails, it could be the beginning of a new era of challenges for the Austrian team. What do you think of this radical change at Red Bull? Does Laurent Mekies have what it takes to keep the team at the top, or could this transition open the door for other teams to finally break Red Bull's dominance? Leave your opinion in the comments because I want to know what you think about this new chapter in Red Bull's history. And click on the video appearing on your screen, because there I'll tell you how this other bombshell in Formula One could change everything behind the scenes in the paddock for next season.